Hello, Revere. This is Mr. King with a few reminders for all of our students as we move forward throughout the next few weeks. We'd like to remind all of you that we do have a student dress code. We did ask all of you to review the dress code and review the student code of conduct earlier in the year. It looks as though a few of us have forgotten what those expectations are. As I stand in the hallways, I see a number of students with these examples of inappropriate clothing. We've had a number of students that have spaghetti straps on their shoulders, and we'd like to remind you that you must have at least a 3-inch spread on that clothing on the top of your shoulder. We've seen a number of students with ripped jeans, whether they're at the knee, below the knee, or above the knee. Ripped jeans and ripped clothing is not part of our dress code. You need to dress in clothing that is not ripped and not have rips in the jeans. The other things that we're seeing, of course, the person on the left you'll see has ripped jeans. You can also see their stomach or bare midriff, and some students decide that they want to have a shirt that goes over their shoulder like you see in that photo. Please remember, you must have that shirt up over your shoulder, and we do not want to see a bare midriff or your ripped jeans. We have a number of students, as you can see them in the upper right, that's an example of wearing earbuds. As long as the teacher permits that in class, you are fine, because sometimes the videos you watch, you need to listen to them. But when you're in the hallways and in the cafeteria, we ask that you not have those things in your ears. You need to have some time without the earbuds. And the person on the lower right, you'll see, has a plunging neckline, and that, of course, is not permitted in our student code of conduct. We also have a number of students that have chosen to wear yoga pants. Yoga pants are permissible as long as you're covered with a fingertip length. So please wear your yoga pants like you're at work and not at the gym. And you see the picture on the left that kind of gives a demonstration as to what's acceptable. Thank you. We'd also like to move forward and let you know about the parking lot. You've done a great job this year, folks, with the parking lot. You've been safe, and we'd like you to keep that up. But just a few reminders. Please use your blinkers on your car so we can see which way you're going, and so those that are directing traffic can help direct you in the right direction. Also, make sure you pay close attention to what's happening in the parking lot. You need to look and have your head on a swivel, looking around 360 degrees, for there's a lot of cars and other foot activity. And pay attention to the person or the police officer directing traffic, and make sure you follow the signals. Also, please don't be in a hurry. Let others merge in when it's safe to do so, and be a kind and caring driver. And don't forget, when leaving the parking lot, out in front of the school, it's only 20 miles per hour. That is a speed limit when exiting the lot. Okay, thank you very much, folks. Next, in lunch, you've been doing a very good job since we put that reminder out about picking up your trash. But we'd also like to remind you not to leave the cafeteria area before the bell rings to dismiss. And please make sure you always have a 6-foot social distance. That's 24/7, folks, even after school when you are eating. We don't want you wandering around the cafeteria with a snack in your hand, moving from person to person. You need to stay stationary and seated when you're eating. We'd also like to remind you that only 2 people are permitted at a table in the courtyard. We've had a number of conversations with a number of students each and every day. Please remember, only 2 per table in the courtyard. And continue that trash removal like you have been doing. We are grateful, and we really help. It really helps our building. We're glad that you're doing that. Thanks so much, everyone. All right, you've probably heard that lockers are coming soon. You will be issued a locker in the very near future. When you're issued that locker, be prepared to use your locker daily. No book bags will be allowed in the hallways once our lockers are up and running and you are able to use a locker. You will be provided a time at, of course, the beginning of the day when you arrive, a time in the middle of the day, probably around the lunchtime area, for you to get to your locker and get your lunch if needed and switch your books. And then, of course, at the end of the day, through our dismissal process, we will not have everyone in the hall at one time, but we will allow students to get those belongings out of your lockers. This is a district level decision for all schools in the district. So we are going to permit locker use, and we are going to require that use in the very near future. Also, please, as a reminder, make sure you take personal responsibility for distancing yourselves in the hallways. Also, as you see the photo on the right of the small conference room in our common area, Please remember, only 4 people per conference room. We've had reports of sometimes 6 or sometimes 8 students in the conference room at any one time. So remember, there's only 4 permitted. Okay. Well, you know what, folks? You've really done a great job this year. I really appreciate all the adjustments that you've made coming into the school year. Getting your temperatures taken, using book bags, walking down the hallways as socially distant as you can, following the protocols that we have in place. And I'm really, really glad. So keep up the good work, everyone. We're really proud of you. Take care now.